I know testing.
Nick, you must know. You agreed with him so quickly.
No,
드라코가 아무래도 온 사람들이
Yeah, Draco just talk about how he won PG.
다들 홍보 선수가 이기고 우리는 2등은 싸움인 거라고 그런 식으로 얘기했었는데 시작했습니다.
It is a very rare occurrence.
You know, here's the better way to put it. The
좀
fact that
일볼 게
Artosis
있어가지고
can ask that question,
경기
we say
관중
yes, and then
좀
we stop
하고
and think.
계시고 좀 이따 다시
And there have
올게요.
been thousands of best of threes between active Korean pros versus active foreigner pros. I mean, really, it cannot be overstated how unbelievably good.
This isn't Coliseum.
It's just super rare, man.
Yeah, what is this map?
Is this Troy?
What is going on? It's Troy.
It's Tory?
Yeah,
oh, Troy.
It's Troy. I have to look up what the map pool is for this event.
Sham, can we get a shot of the map pool?
Well, here's the thing.
Let's get a zoom out here, actually. Can we zoom all the way out? Let's look at what the Protoss base is supposed to look
so
like.
It has this open center area. All those are doodads. Don't worry too much about that. But like, go to these weird neutral assimilators that are right here. This is a really strange feature. All units can get through this. Think of this just kind of like a ramp. But if you destroy the assimilators, it then completely walls that off, and you are effectively in an island situation.
Did Zerg do any kind of rush, or they just go up there and turn the
Yes.
Protoss into on an island map?
Yes, you have 7 pool openings or over pool openings like this, where you do build the Zerglings and you try to attack as quickly as possible to be able to knock these down swiftly. And sometimes Protosses just play into this by building zealots, destroying their own assimilators to wall themselves in. It's what's called a reverse island map. It's where you start out open, but as the game goes on, connections get destroyed, and it turns it into an island map.
Is a reverse island map just a land map?
Well, if it's a land map, it means that it's just going to be land for the whole game. Reverse island means there's specifically ways to force it into islandage.
I like optional island map.
Might not be an option for you, though. How about that?
Well,
You might have no choice.
Yeah, your
in
opponent might
that.
force you into that.
Yeah.
And then it was the option of your opponent.
Well, when you say optional island, are you talking about something like Lost Temple, where you have the corner island expansions?
Yeah, that's an option. You know what? I prefer to call it island fluid map.
Island fluid.
That joke took a second for you, didn't it?
It did, but I got there. I'm there. I'm here now.
I mean, I'm honestly trying to figure out what direction Draco's going to go in, like almost immediately, because we've seen so many games of early expand in every single matchup that this is one of the first times that Protoss has gone one base versus Zerg in games I've seen in like the last year.
Well, he was literally, we saw on the camera, he was looking at this map on Team Liquid. So I don't think he's like 100% prepared for this.
Yeah, this is a little bit unusual of a starting map. Yep, here's the Zerglings trying to wall in the Protoss.
Okay, so he has to do something, right? Yeah, he's gonna come out. Oh, it's getting too good.
Oh. Look at that. Doesn't get it.
Okay, so he drove him back.
I love a world where Tasis just starts growling at people. No, he's not gonna get that.
He needs to keep this safe. This is actually kind of crazy. I think Draco's like not in a bad spot at all if he keeps this. All right.
Shouldn't lose broken.
Well, a real problem is that the usual, the Dragoon's out, that's it. Yeah, like, Zerg on almost all other maps are trying to take extra bases, do these big styles, but you don't want to do these mass expand styles against one base Protoss, because they'll just literally build up enough units and kill one.
So where does he go from this? Just Corsair?
Well, this is kind of crappy. I think he probably wants to go Corsair DT. This, this was like the old build that Protoss players did. I mean, normally you just have a map, but it was like the old way to do it was you try to like get a DT out and try to stop them from getting a third or like run up the ramp. And fast expanding was just better than that, basically. But
is he not mining gas?
You know what's kind of interesting as well?
Oh my goodness, he's not.
Is it just straight speed?
Oh wow, yeah, he's just gonna do a speed all
like one Corsair, then a
like
bunch
one
of
of
speed?
these like 4-gate speed builds.
And then he just hits Hydras and dies, I guess?
See, you know what's really cool about this? I do want to point out is that Draco was a pro when Larva was like 10 years old. So he actually has been witness to more different weird metas than Larva has. So sometimes that can help you out.
Can't be overstated.
Are you trying to argue for age here?
Yes, old people are the best.
That's right. I can't wait to be 80 personally. This Overlord's going to take a little bit of damage.
Almost there, buddy.
And if you really watch this, I don't know if he's. I think like to what you were saying, I don't know if he's ever experienced anything like this. Like this is one of these funny things where somebody beats you with something so weird or so ridiculous where you might have to just completely think on instinct.
Yeah. If it's like 4-gate speed law, the last time I saw that was like a game on Shin Peaks of Baekdu from Daejong, right? Like he did a cool build like that. But other than that, man, like I have not seen this. I guess I haven't seen every single PvZ professionally, but what's the odds that Larva has seen this build? I don't know.
He seems to be going into the right direction here. Oh my god, oh my god! He has to keep that alive. He's gonna turn around inside the base!
If he gets this around, kills off enough, and then can kill off all of these assimilators.
Oh my god. If he gets his, oh no.
Losing one is okay, losing one is okay.
Oh, is it
He can still go out with his odds, right?
Yes, you need to kill both.
I feel like it's time to come up here and make some pylons.
He seems to think that this is like just one gate, when actually, if I'm Protoss, I would love to trade Zealots in like this.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Really good.
I don't know.
Unless you lose the other gas, then it becomes immediately devastating.
I mean, it's immediately the most auto loss you've ever seen.
And he's killing multiple overlords. That was a lot of Ling's
He's
lost.
supply block, guys, boys and girls.
Well, I think
Yeah.
that Larva, with this sort of
Protoss
Ling
and
aggression,
Zergs.
he's just going to be able to build. Oh gosh. Okay. The hard thing is if you are versus a one basing Protoss, you generally only have 3 hatcheries, and it's kind of hard to know when to stop making drones, when to keep making units, and it tends to not be really phased. God, so many.
I think
overlords.
Larva might
block
actually
is
lose this,
insane.
man. This is actually
Wow.
really.
Is your GG?
Dude, is Draco
My
gonna
GGs are
just
coming.
take this game?
Is Draco gonna take this game, you guys?
Is Draco just gonna win?
Oh, okay, well, now he
Gotta
knows.
go. Well, he's got speed anyway, so it's like shown.
Okay, well,
you
he
gotta
sees
go.
what's
You gotta
going
go.
on.
You gotta go.
Go, 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 go.
And let him counter. That's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but you'll do what you
Dude,
can.
this is crazy though. Look at that
Go, go,
amount
go,
of
go.
Zots.
Nope,
All right, the
he's not coming home.
counterattack.
Not coming home. I would even pylon block maybe just to cancel it and have Zealots get there.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got
He's
the
good. Dragoon
Yeah,
block.
I mean, that takes a long time to kill. He could kill the
Here
assimilator, but he's not ready
we
for this.
go! Oh, he's playing like a Terran, by the way. This is what Terrans do.
Oh my god.
I think you want to hit this Zerg.
Good area on the Zealot over there.
Good. Draco can absolutely do this. The Hydras are actually in a pretty good spot here. Oh no, this just didn't work at all.
That is a lot of Hydras.
I'm curious to see if Draco actually plays a longer game if this doesn't
How
work.
do
'cause
you
this is,
how do you recover from this
you
now? Like,
basically don't if they get enough
right?
Hydras. Yeah,
like he
there's-
hasn't been mining gas forever. He started again now.
This is about as close to a one base all-in as you can get with Protoss.
Yeah.
I mean, it's partially just hinged on.
He was mining one gas cell with Hydras too. Look at this. They all showed up. Like literally one drone on the one gas.
Really?
Yeah, he just never stopped against the
Yeah, I think that this is the correct way to play against a one basing now. It used to be, tech to layer to try to maybe get Mutalisks to respond all these things, and now it's just build basically just speedlings.
20 years
have
later, we
durability.
discovered that Hydras are pretty good units.
Yeah.
We're like, they were actually even better than we thought, guys. But he's got to be careful. I mean, on 4 gates, he can actually macro out a very good amount of Zealots. If you get careless with those Hydras and some of them get isolated and picked off, I mean, there's still a shot here. The weird thing is when we see this, when we normally see speed Zealots, we're used to them having +1.
Yeah.
Which is why they didn't do that
true.
much damage.
Should have brought a bunch of probes with him, huh?
Absolutely.
So this is, I mean, it's kind of one of those, no one can make really that much progress at this point. If the game starts to gain a little bit of time, and Draco can establish a second base, and a little more time passes, then I think it starts to become okay again. Notably, Larva has not yet established a gas at his expansion, so it's kind of just super low-tech man fighting right now.
Yeah. And it's scary because the Corsair killed so many Overlords. He wasn't entirely. His Overlord is just now pulling into the natural to show, okay, he is starting to think of something else. Otherwise, his scouting was basically none.
Well, I think there's a chance that if Larva reads this wrong, he might decide that there's actually expansion coming up here and he needs to attack. You want to wait until the last possible second of Zerg to attack here. Oh, that's sick! That's something right there, boys and girls.
That was really good.
That was
sick.
amazing.
Wow!
Whoa.
Did this game just flip on its head?
Dude, I'm telling you, in these very small number fights, Zealots are just dominant. Like, this position was exquisite by Larva, but now Draco has
Okay, he's got to right-click these drones.
A bunch of Hydras actually just sitting outside right now.
Oh my God! Larva's gonna lose this game.
This is crazy.
And then the Corsair comes back in. Look at that efficiency. Like really, like this Corsair has done more damage than like so many of the Corsairs in the last.
He just needs to get actually. If he could actually breach this, he could just close the game out. I mean, granted, one base circle usually loses anyways, but Larva's gonna be feeling the heat right now.
Well, he had some disorganization with the Hydralisk. I don't know how many Hydralisks he does have right now. That one move from
Yes,
Zerg.
the one move that was
지금 히드라가
You know,
엄청
the crazy thing though is if
엄청
you're really
많이
good at microing
뻥
Hydras,
같다니까 그래가지고
a
좀
lot of these
불리한
subs have already
상황이에요.
softened up. Let's not forget.
Ooh, that block. The Zerg
Yeah,
runs
very
behind.
good.
So nice.
Basically, if
아,
you can get Zealots
지금
through there,
길막한 거 되게
I'm surprised
잘했다고.
he didn't just run right through. If you can get Zealots in there and start surrounding the Hydras back in that location,
I love how decisive Draco is. He's
yeah.
just so good.
드위코 선수
Well, this
지금
is
너무
why
잘하는
he's
거예요.
one of the best players outside Korea.
first ever. This is esports history in the making.
Unreal, man. And this is why, guys, you know, when you see stuff like this, never assume that, you know, the Koreans will always necessarily have to be done. You could take the top players outside Korea can take a game off a top Korean player. I mean, it's
한국
not
사람들이
that.
무조건 이긴다고 생각하면 안
And a
된다고요.
micro and the Korean makes a mistake.
아 종종 못
There you
바꿔요.
go.
It can happen.
Yeah.
It is rare, but Draco's one of the guys, man. Like he was a pro gamer in Korea a long time ago.
종족을 드라코 선수랑 할 때는 못
I mean, he's
바꿉니다.
always kept
이거
such a high
경기
skill
끝나고
level.
다른
He
선수랑 할 때는
retires
바꿀
for
수 있어요.
periods of time and stuff, but he's back. He's been active. He's been playing well.
단판 아니고 삼선제예요.
Well said, dude.
5판 3선제.
Yeah, man. If you guys want to watch Draco's stream, by the way, he does stream a decent amount.
Yep, it's just twitch.tv/artosis, and it's one of the better channels out there, actually.
Sub to him right away.
He's going to come in again. Draco, I mean,
That one single
that.
zealot blocking is so good.
yeah, that's perfect.
Because Hydralisks will
진로
beat
블록을
zealots.
너무 잘한다고요. 길막을.
GG. Wow, game one goes to Draco.
Awesome. What a game.
잠시만요. 저 통일 좀
One
하고
base that
올게요.
whole time.
I mean,
Now
can
we're
I
going
just...
into
Our poll?
Within
Draco
the-
still ladders a bunch, and this is the map you get the most. Just like Circuit Breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. Look at this, sitting up straight versus slouching. No,
Whoa!
Larva says no. Larva's sitting
The
up
Larva
straight.
still does a bit of a
He just
slouch.
pupated.
He kind of leans back and
안녕하세요.
leans forward.
Also a big streamer.
제가 해설
absolutely.
Yeah, one of
해드리는
the
게
biggest ones
좋으세요?
in Korea.
아니면
Is he?
Yeah, he is. He's
Yeah.
a very popular streamer.
He's on Africa, though.
That's true.
But he also streams on Twitch, I think it is, right?
Does he? Some of them do. I'm not sure if he is one of them.
I actually don't know that for sure. I don't believe he streams on Twitch at all, actually.
There's
I think you're lying to all these nice people watching.
Sorry.
a few of them do
지금-
both. Like last,
Yeah.
for instance.
Jade on it?
Light. I watch a lot
Yeah,
of
like
his streams.
this.
Yeah.
He does both.
Those are Terran players, right?
Yeah, mostly.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, they
통일 안
do
해도
whatever
돼요?
they can to get.
지금 초원 맵이에요. 네. 지금 미국에서
Yeah, struggling.
홍구 선수하고
And then
폴란드
nobody can
대표
beat Flash.
그 드라코 옛날에
Flash
스파키즈
actually, didn't he declare he's
선수였어요.
going to play a different race this next season?
Yeah,
We couldn't tell if he was joking
I
or
think he
serious.
was joking, man. Imagine if he did though, and then won. It's like, oh, okay. You are actually the god of RTS forever.
He is the StarCraft.
A question I
지금
have
5판
is
3선이에요.
if Draco's going to go for the gateway first. Okay, this
Here
is
we
something
go.
that
Gateway
has become
전투입니다.
much more popular in the last 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Especially with a couple of maps that were in pro rotation that had very close spawning positions. You could get a one gate right away and then apply pressure and just kind of disrupt the Zerg, but there's sort of an agreement that everyone's just going to return
Yeah,
back to
정권 인증이
normal
뭔지
looking stuff.
모르겠어요.
Yeah, the hope is that
지금
either
게이트를
Protoss
먼저
messes Zerg's
찍었는데
economy up enough that
이게
it's okay that I delay my Nexus a little bit.
요즘에 좀 작은 맵에서 되게 유행하고 있다고 2-3년
I like this build a lot because this was kind of one of the new ones that we saw when everyone started kind of going back into Brood War.
Yeah.
But it's also like looks to be such a difficult to execute properly one because sometimes you'll get tricky things like the Zerg runs Zerglings by, so you have to rally one Zod in. And
이게
it
이
seems like if you
맵이
mess up
좀
at
하기
all,
어려운
I literally
게
do not
되게
do this build ever in PvZ because the
Yeah.
two
빠져가지고
times I've
몰래
tried, I just died
숨겨서
before
들어가는
I
거
started
되게
my
I
Nexus.
mean,
많이 해요,
basically, it's like
사람들이.
it's not even that you have to make the right
상당히
choice. It's just that
이상하네,
if you don't
뭐야.
control perfectly, you still,
5판 3선.
Yeah.
you know.
am I still rubbing up on that? I don't know. I'm going to attach it to something else. I'm just going to clip it to my nose like a nose ring.
Your jacket strings, maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, I mean, you got to be just really
결승전
cautious setting that
상대는
zone out.
천만원이야.
And a lot of this, so when we saw build, it was sort of similar, but ends up being very different later on. From this was the 2-gate Zealot rush. A lot of Protosses did the Zergs, but
Yeah.
like okay, so in this situation,
Yeah.
Draco says, "I do not rush at all," because he sees
He's
lanes
gonna
are
need to wall
already
in
headed
pretty
south
quick
there. Yeah,
It's about to get pretty rough.
rolling with a
제아파가 원래는 러시는 안 하는 선수래요.
Well, this is actually really nice because this Zergling is going to get to.
네 맞아요. 쇼부 본 거예요. 그래서 진짜 보통 자기가 하지도 않는 그 전략인데
And Larva, I think, is going to be able to handle this super properly. Like, Larva is one of the. For a long time, he was one of the biggest streamers and one of the better pros, and now he is just literally one of the best pros. And he is particularly good
라바
against
선수가
one-gate Zealot
옛날에는
openings,
그
making it look pretty
To be
effortless.
totally honest, so far
프로
Draco's
선수
basically-
중에서는 그렇게 잘하는 선수가
He's
아니었는데
actually like held up everything.
그 대신에 방송을 잘하셔가지고 방송 그 시청자 수는 되게 많았잖아요. 근데 그래서 열심히 연습을 하셔가지고 거기서 점점 올라가서 지금은 프로씬에서도 되게 잘하고 계신다고요.
It's tricky. When you see that little glowing thing, like, is that a pylon? Is that a cannon? He doesn't even have a
The
forge
thing
yet.
that's weird about this is this wall off is like slightly awkward for Protoss because the gateway is jutting forward. So if at any point Hydralisks come up,
Yeah,
it
that
kinda-
that is a good
you lose the
point.
pylon, the forge, and the gateway. So
saying mean stuff.
Yeah, Larva's like, okay.
Very
Yeah, that was
nice.
great. I think that's
Is that a cup as well? Dan?
카메라 잠깐만
To the
켤게요.
left of the gateway.
Pylon.
Say hi.
Oh, hi.
Hold on.
Forge cup.
Draco is again doing a very calm, smart. Protoss
이번에
player
이벤트
sending the
그
probe out. Larva
다
is
뭐라
doing something
그러지?
that I
계획하고 기획하고 그런 거 다 해주신 이거 앤드류 분이세요.
It's so tempting to just
Say hi.
say,
Hi.
okay, I call truce. Now let me build up to my base and leave me alone.
When some people can't handle the pressure, you harass them a little bit, and then they end up losing the gateway. It's like, all right, I'll take that. So the cannon's up. I don't think these lanes are going to try to run, and he may try to come in here and sandwich these, but
Yeah.
부자세요.
Draco really confident
아니
with pushing it. I gotta
저기
say,
그
he really is a great
회사에서
player to watch.
일하는
I mean, these
분이에요.
early game openings for Protoss are really tricky,
친구.
especially something like this that Draco probably didn't use that much, or at all, really.
제욱
he was
선수-
playing,
제욱이가
in his
누구예요?
prime as a pro gamer.
Uh-oh, I think Larva may have trapped these zealots out. I think there's maybe a fifth zealot below that can reinforce. Draco's just looking to be as annoying
아니
as possible.
그 저희가
Not
그
necessarily
한국
moving his zealots so
선수들을
far that they'll die.
이름으로
By
하는
the
게
way, the
아니고
probe scout
아이디로
spotted
하거든요.
everything.
아이디로
He actually
말씀했어요.
saw the other natural.
Draco
도저히
is one of those good enough players that their probe just never dies. Even with speed, you actually have to micro to kill it.
And
저 스물-
for me, like,
아,
this is
베스트
almost gonna be one
선수.
of these, again, learning moments from Larva. Larva is
목소리가
the
비슷해요?
player that
차고 나이로
is so great
29이야.
to learn from. Larva and
Yeah.
Jaedong, they both have YouTube channels. Larva is currently in better form than Jaedong. And I've watched almost every single Larva video on his YouTube
오,
channel.
지금
and
캐스터가 라바 선수
when a
되게
player opens up with this
유튜브 보는 거
gateway into
좋아해가지고
expand,
비디오
they
올라오는
have
거
a
다
little bit
봤대요.
less
유튜브에서.
money, and the timing of the Corsair is just weird because you, the Zerg, have been delayed. So a lot of times Zergs won't get Aspire as the first choice. They'll just go for Hydralisk Den. It looks like Larva is going for
보통은
Aspire. And
저그가
this is an answer. I'm not
뒤지게
sure what the
되면은
timing is like.
스파이어 드는 게 아니고 히드라를 뽑는데
I'd assume it's great if Larva's doing it, but
Yeah,
you know.
근데 지금 홍고 선수가 하고 있으니까
I see this play
그게
out with Law.
보통 그 정석이랑은 다르지만 홍고 선수가 하면은 잘 될 거 아니냐
Oh
그런
wow!
식으로 얘기하네요.
Oh my God! Yeah, you're totally right. I was actually looking at the natural. I was like, yeah, no gas there, but. And once again, dude, Larva's actually trying to just push in here now. This is
라바
actually, I
선수
think,
뚫고 들어가려고 그러네요. 뚫리나요?
Like Larva could, well, yeah, because
뚫리나요?
he's making mass,
저글링 계속
zealots,
들어옵니다.
mining gas,
프로브
you're not really that worried
길막
about
길막
these links.
Yeah, I mean, these trades are probably all right. With
I think this is actually okay. Am I wrong about this? Yeah. Zerg barely does it.
저글링 아
Okay, yeah.
Kidding me.
You just barely hold that. And the thing is that I think Zerg, well, he needs to get the gateway up like now. No! Yes. You understand? I'm a Protoss player. Like my heart's beating so fast. Watch this. I'm like, you need to close that immediately.
Oh, and he just floated an Overlord right in there.
아이고 이런
Absolutely
오버로드 또
everything.
But did he
아.
see it though? Can we check their vision?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's an Overlord on top.
Oh my God! He doesn't see the
Holy.
gate.
No. It's an observer bug where it doesn't necessarily show you if he has seen the buildings in the past. It can show you what is showing
Only in the present
tense,
and the
yeah.
future.
So it could be. I think that this is more than likely going to be propelled into a normal game.
아마 그냥 올인은 이제 없을 거고 그냥 평소같이 그냥 보통 게임으로 넘어갈 것 같네요. 잠시만요. 재부팅 한번 해볼게요.
More than likely going to be propelled into a normal
네,
game.
나옵니다.
Is he running gas?
어? 왜 이러지? 잠시만요. 새로 고침 해볼게요. 그리고 이거를 제가 트위치로 로그인 좀 해놓을게요.
This is Madden like you've never seen it.
A lot walk by more like.
It is slow.
괜찮습니다.
I want to research
Walk by
Zealot
Zealot.
Stroll upgrade.
저 로그인 좀 그만할게요.
New animation.
Power walking. My life or ire?
Here, if the mutas keep coming, I believe Larva actually closes this out.
You think so?
Well, there's not enough Corsairs. I think he actually can just fly in with enough mutas.
It totally doesn't kill him though.
You don't think so?
No, not at all.
화질 괜찮아질 거예요. 조금만 기다리세요.
I mean, this is what is really
Yeah.
masterful about Larva's play.
But he's way ahead to your point.
Is
해서 너무
Larva
큰가요?
knows so many different variations of these standard openings. I mean, he got thrown off in game one, sure. Troy, I played I think 5 games my entire life on Troy. It's a very weird map. But when he is dealing with anything in the realm of normalcy,
트로이는 별로 게임을
it's
잘 안
just
하나요?
so hard.
한국에서도 프로에서도?
This utilist time that he did to go into Draco's main base, I just did not even know that existed.
캐스터들도
I did not know
트로이는
that
잘
you could have enough
몰랐다고.
money. And it turns out he had like 5 mutalists and
아마추어
heroic
아니에요,
Zergs,
근데. 아마추어가
awkward,
아니고
semi-tiny number,
그
and it was able to break
옛날에
it.
스파키즈
Really cool.
선수였어요.
Take it away, Dan.
Corsair's popping out though.
There you go. Thanks. So in the rest note,
No, go ahead, Jeff. You had a point to make immediately thereafter. Go ahead and make that point. Go ahead.
I don't like to.
No?
2006년,
I don't know, man.
2007년에
Two bases
스파키즈
for
Larva's
멤버였어요.
situation's really strong. Both bases are locked down.
스파키즈
and now
얘기
he's
다
power
알고
building.
있어요. 다 그
The weird thing about
드라펀트에
Vita that
어제
we've seen,
물어봤더니.
I think Michael's going to be the only one to do what he did, but it's just you have to keep your Phoenix count up. You want Dragoons with your army.
Corsair count.
Suddenly you're like maybe make an Archon or two. All of that kind of slows down your army. And then
Yeah.
he comes out with Hydras.
Yeah, you just don't have any like core units that can actually fight massive.
네,
hydras.
WCG 맞아요.
Gotta say, really tight game played here by both players, but when the mutas got there to that cannon, I mean, had the cannon been done maybe 2 or 3 seconds earlier, another Corsair being there, it would be a different game, but that's how good Larva is. He sees that exact weakness and knows you can just hit.
So I mean, at this
원래
point in
그
time,
게임이 프로토스가 벌써 이겼어야 되는
whereas if
건데
you were trying to play very
지금
conservative,
라바 선수가 잘해가지고 어떻게 넘긴 거라고 칭찬하고
your
있어요.
lurkers, go to high, this sort of thing. Very common punishing move that you see out of like tip-top Zergs. Just you know exactly when you can get away going mass Hydra, and then Protoss never gets a stable third base. Exactly what we're seeing out of Larva right now.
지금 이렇게 되면은 저그는 계속
good.
멀티 먹어도 되는데
And
프로토스는
Draco's not even
갇혀가지고
close to
나가지
being able to push out
못하잖아요.
yet to try and take a third.
그래서
And by the time
아무래도
he does,
저거가
the
이길
concern
거라고.
could be that Larva's able to power hard enough that Hydras are then out, and then he actually can challenge the third with the mutas and Hydras.
Let's point out that this game is 12 minutes deep, and Larva is still playing at 450 APM.
It's pretty quick.
Wow. That's
드라코랑
crazy. That's how you can
라바 선수랑 지금 APM이 100이 넘게 차이가 나요.
Yeah, I went back and was like, set my APM alert to 300. Let's get ready
네,
to go.
영어
And after one
해설
game,
지금
my
해석 드리고
knuckles hurt.
있습니다.
Like the bones themselves don't want to bend the way I'm trying to make them. Man.
Okay, so he's going to open this up. Now, I just don't know if Protoss can actually get out and do anything with the sheer number of Hydras that are going to be there. Oh, he's going to get those Scourge.
Or the
Or the Scourge will get him. Get back here.
Do you see how dumb Scourge are? Is that hard for anyone else to watch?
No, it's great.
You like that?
I like seeing the
캐스터가
Scourge on
스컬지
thing.
사기라는데
No, you know, for me,
스컬지가
it feels good
사기예요?
because I feel like it's me, but it's not. It's every Zerg experiences this.
That's true. It's a shared pain. Larva's so confident too. He actually doesn't have much map vision elsewhere. Like a lot of times, Protoss will sneak a probe out and build 12 cannons at ramp or something like that. But he just knows Draco's position really well and thinks that that's not really a possibility. But Draco's gonna go for it. He was talking about this in the van too. He wants to be decisive with his wins.
Yeah.
He thinks
지금
the
라마
longer the game
선수가
goes, the
드라코
less he
선수가
can do.
뭐 할지 다 알고 있어가지고
Well, there's gonna be a big
카운터가 잘
counterattack. But let's see.
들어가요,
Does he actually have enough?
근데
Well, there's
치고
no way
들어옵니다.
to cross in here. This is that tight wall and stuff I was talking about. You're just never going to get in there. And this counter is going to be just way too
What
much.
if any Dark Templar shows up?
He
You know
knows
what's
that
happening?
Draco's not making DT points.
Okay, so that should be GG here.
my
That's just
God.
crazy. Wow. Larva is so good. Okay.
지지 쳤습니다. 네, 지지입니다.
I mean, that right there is the very definition of
선수랑 그
it's just the best. So, I mean,
소통을 할
like,
때
We love Larva.
언어가 안
for as entertaining as
통하니까
this match is,
핸드폰으로
you know, it's just so
타이핑해가지고
funny how all these people
번역기
together
돌렸대요.
hang out.
Except for that LX guy. Don't really care for him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Goodness.
Can't like
근데
everybody.
이게 제가 통역을 해드리고 싶은데 자꾸 줄이니까 잘 안 들려요.
You ever tried to say LX? Can't.
LX?
It's not one word.
Well, you can call him Legend. This is an ID.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, that's what I knew him as Legend.
안 해도 돼요?
I was confused
말하지
with
말까요?
Unless
That
you
was
say
his
Legend.
handle, bro.
Yeah.
He was sick. He was a really good player. I'm just kidding, guys. For anyone out there that's worried, you're a huge
There's a
LX
couple
fan,
out there where I don't know how I feel
Yeah.
about what In Control
Is
says.
PJ still
Well,
playing?
that's normal. I heard he's back playing.
Oh,
he's
Lin Yu
back.
PJ.
Yeah, dude.
The legend
P-
himself.
gotta get
PJ,
everyone
LX, and F91, man. The Chinese players are
Yeah.
so good.
They certainly were.
Just play a lot.
And then
with
Jai
PJ.
Feng, the Korean, no, excuse me, the Canadian Chinese
Oh,
player.
yeah.
Oh, is that
EF
Zhang Fei?
You mean.
Oh,
Jai F
no,
is-
I'm thinking,
요새
yeah, it's the wrong
상금
word.
1,000만 원.
Jai Fei's definitely
And
good. man.
Faniage?
Yeah, no, yeah, it's Zhang Fei who would spell
God
his
damn.
name backwards, so it would be IEN.
IEF.
I call him JF. I just avoid all of them.
Jian
A-
Fei. It's EF Nage.
Yeah,
I just call him JF. Let's just avoid
yeah,
it.
Yeah,
JF.
JF is fine. JF is fine.
But you know, for whatever reason, it was a big popular play to spell your name backwards.
Yeah.
Like Rekroll.
Let's just be
who was
straight up.
originally known as
StarCraft
Lurker.
players are some of the most unoriginal people when it comes to naming themselves.
That's actually true. We had the Protoss
many.
player in the previous tournament, Dragon. Here's Draco. Draco, of course, being Polish for
스타
Dragon. I mean,
아이디
we have
정하는
Stork.
거
Stork is
너무
better
창의성이
Korean for dragon.
Stork is
떨어져가지고
Polish
You know?
for dragon.
옛날에 이름을 그냥 거꾸로 쓰는 사람들도 되게 많았고요.
Stork is the Korean word for dragon.
지금 보면은
비수 that's-
어제 드라곤 선수도 있었고 오늘 드라곤
Jadon
선수
Dragon.
Is literally just
결국
his name.
그 용에서
Jay
벗어나지
Dong.
못하는 것
Yeah,
같더라고요.
that's the best. Is Jadon?
Michael, what's your name?
That would be if my
Michael.
name was
Yeah.
like, I'm Liquid Sean.
The
Dylan.
The only,
He's
good,
Liquid
the only
Dylan.
good names out there are Day9, Artosis, and Tasteless.
And in control. I agree.
Wow.
And Control.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You're the least in control guy I've seen.
You laughed at that?
I did. I did because it was me. Yeah. Get him, everybody! Ah, hold him down, and I'm gonna tickle him. Ah.
So this is
어제
interesting.
제가
about Larva.
5판 3선으로
When you
들었거든요.
have these two safe bases, Zergs will often do the slightly less safe base as the first expansion choice. So in this way, it will finish with with creep to be able to build sunken colonies in the case of a rush.
Yeah, because of that, right at the beginning of this map being in Korea, like every game on this map was proxy 2-gate from Protoss.
That's
It's kind
right.
of funny. It's just like a couple weeks we just had that over and over.
Those are great games, aren't they?
Oh, I just loved commentating those.
I think we're
Where
gonna
it's
get-
like the Zerg is stuck at 16 supply or something the whole time.
This is actually, I think, out of all the games, the one where we're probably going to see the best performance from Draco because there is not an easy
별풍선
build move for
감사합니다.
Zerg for one. I guess maybe you could
저도
do
리액션
Zerg.
해야 되나요?
I'm thinking about that in the back of my head where I'm like, well, it could go Massling.
1대1 해야 돼.
But other than that,
What would it mean to say you thought about something in the front of your head? What do you?
in the front
Prefrontal
here, that'd be,
cortex, obviously.
That's like reactions and stuff.
별풍선 4개 감사합니다.
Normally I don't reference what's on the front of my head because it was
뭘
there.
해야 돼요? 리액션을? 드라군.
In fact, we're doing something right now. It's at the front of my head.
어제 드라군 저
Does it though?
황구 선수가 진짜 저 눈앞에서 하는 거 봤는데요. 와, 진짜 레전드.
I think though, in all seriousness, that Draco is actually going to have like.
That's what that feels like. That's what I've been feeling like to you, where I say something ridiculous, and then it just brings up
오,
the game.
팬클럽까지 감사합니다.
It's a bot thing.
읽지도 못하겠는데.
Someone is not part of the joke, and so they're like, okay, let's talk about the game.
One of the plots is like the guardian of keeping things moving forward.
감사합니다를 여러분 너무
And the
감사합니다.
weird thing is when you both don't say it, your mom just appears. It's like, the game must keep going.
이게 일주란 아니 어제 하나 주시는데도 다 감사하다고 그러시던데요. 야.
This should be actually the best mid game in all seriousness out of Draco. There's no way to
벌초가 뭐였지?
to make him slow
벌초가
down
되게
and try to really take advantage of this. I mean, he's gonna get that third.
대사는 기억은 안 나는데 되게 계속 누르면은 좀 다른 거 있잖아요.
What
그
is it?
탱크는 막 노래 부르고 벌초는 욕한대요.
Whoa! Double Stargate.
I love Double Star.
The part where it happens.
Oh gosh.
저 방송 옛날에 조금 했었어요
Could
트위치에서.
not be one of the better games of the day.
I defend
I
it.
feel like
mixed
if
statement, yeah.
Jeff, if we had a metaphor for what Jeff is in any.
회사 소리를 제가 더 줄이면은 게임 소리가 아예 안 나올 거예요.
Wet blanket.
Wet blanket's good.
He's a wet
I was gonna
blanket.
say kidney
I'm like,
stone,
guys,
but
this
wet
might be
blanket
exciting,
works.
and then Jeff's like,
Wet blankets save you from fires. That's exactly right.
He's a kidney stone of commentary.
yeah, this is the good way to
Hard
put
to
it.
pass.
I hurt.
You gotta
and
keep it in there.
I hurt and I feel yellow when you talk.
Yes. Ooh, wow.
제 얘기는 이따가 게임 끝나고 하시고 지금 게임에 좀 집중하십시다.
So I am
Don't
going to
make fun of
sharply
this guy for
transition.
believing that. You think this is gonna be fun?
Okay, we got to talk about the 2 Stargate
Yeah, yeah,
Corsair
yeah.
because normally there's this inflection point with Corsairs, which is when you get to like 6, 7-ish, you start to feel strong enough to move out. If you move out with 1 or 2, it's typically
레더랑 하버드
maybe
중퇴는
one
어디서 나온
overlord.
거야?
But more than anything, it's to scout and get home so you don't die to Scourge. And so Zergs need just a little bit of defense against air until you get to that inflection point of 6, 7 Corsairs. But if you have 2 Stargates, not only are you getting to that inflection point faster, but you're hitting Zerg before they actually really have that much anti-air
Does he
defense.
not have a layer?
I believe
He does not.
I believe
He
he
does
does.
not have a layer.
Yeah.
Shanty, give me a shot.
오 레이어가 없네요 아직.
Well, this is a common type of play if you feel that the player is going to be able to detect a Corsairs fast enough, rather than getting the
Corsair
layer and the
왔습니다.
fire for Scourge. What you do is you get all your hatches first to drone up a lot first, and then you transition to Hydralisks to defend everything. So you're
아 스크래치 뽑는 거보다 지금 히드라 뽑는다고.
And this might be problematic for Draco, honestly, because
그리고 그렇게 가가지고 오히려 드라코가 이제 고생할 거래요.
I actually like.
You like Corsairs inside?
I like to Stargate Corsair against this Hydra opening because Scourge actually are the better unit versus Corsairs than the Hydralisks are.
So with this, what do you just like stop making Corsairs at 11?
근데 진짜 오버 사냥은 왜 안 해요?
Like making 2 Stargates. You never win a game like this.
I
Unless I'm
think you
already just way
actually
better
build
than I
up
did.
quite a lot, and right when you get to 6, 7, 8, you start being aggressive and you can make judgment calls.
So you just get explosive on the map.
Yeah.
Start really trying to shut stuff down. Because like, see this? I would be fine losing 1 Corsair to get that many Overlords.
코세어를 죽어도 죽는 한이 있더라도 지금 오버로드 잡아야지 뭐 하는 거냐고 지금. 저기 해설들도 다 그러고 있어요. 오 많이 잡았다.
God.
So I mean, yeah.
아 이러면 좀 피해가 큰데요.
He lost
Corsairs there.
2 or 3 there, yeah.
But look at that. He's at 58 out of 29 supply.
Whoa, that's a lot of extractor tricks.
That's what
The
I
thing
would do.
about this,
Running drones
honestly,
to
is
every
that-
day, spilling extractors.
Am I wrong in saying this basically only works once? They get Overlord speed and just move their Overlords over your Hydras, and then that's it. That's one of the
이게
reasons why
지금
I feel
타이밍에서만
like
되는
this is
거지. 좀 있으면 오버로드
Yeah, I
스피드
mean,
찍으면
I'm
끝나는 거
sure you
아닌가요?
like that, but are you ever going to get all these Overlord kills again? I don't know.
You shouldn't bunch them up. By
You
the way, right?
absolutely can if Zerg starts to be aggressive. This is a real cute thing that Larva's doing, where he's just gonna he's gonna make buildings. His buildings are the biggest counter to Corsairs.
아 라바 선수가
Building a
그냥
hatchery down at
코세어
the bottom
무시하고
there.
때린
So
테크
that way,
간다고.
you know, he'll still have all these big problems with Overlords. Like any attack, all those Overlords get ripped to shreds right away.
It's good Templar tech.
Conversely, though, if he gets Overlord speed and goes over, and if he contains the bottom of that ramp, G freaking G.
아 지금 저기를
Pretty tough, especially that back gas being a 2000.
그 토스 입구 있잖아요. 저기 나오는데 저기 막아버리면 토스가 아무것도 못해가지고 끝나는 게임이래요.
Gaslight?
Cherry seven
Gaslight's good.
The Diet Mug Root Beer Dana Coffee Shop.
I wonder if you have enough zealots, do you just okay? So maybe you just like run these zealots all the way into the front, and then just have the corsairs once again target the overlords and kill like 1,000.
질럿을 그냥 앞으로 보내가지고 오버로드 다 잡으면 되지 않느냐 그러는데 어때요, 여러분?
Wow, this is just a lot.
I
of
would love to
hydras.
see that. I want to see all those overlords die and just his supply be like 5 of 94.
You know what? This
Oh
is
my
actually
god,
kind
now
of
the
cool.
hydras have to go up.
Yeah, this is what makes these big 2 Stargate plays so
He's gonna trap those in there though. So that's actually a lot of corsairs. In case you guys are wondering, they're all just stats. Oh! Wow!
Oh my god.
Oh! Draco.
와 21까지 떨어졌습니다.
21.
No, this is what I'm telling you, is that it just makes doing anything with your Hydras feel
저거
wrong
이겼다고요
every
지금?
time.
Not bad.
이 상황에서?
And he's taking the third behind this.
Does he have Storm though? We don't know.
If he wins, Nick, can you go over there, lift him up on your shoulders, and carry him out of the building?
Absolutely, I can.
Ah, my back!
Immediately.
아 질럿이 죽었으면 아 이런 템플라.
Ruh-roh. Larva might be in some trouble here. He just needs to get these.
오 라바
cans
선수
up.
이거
It's
핀치인데요?
just one of these moments where like we think he's okay, but then there's so many hydras.
No, he's
It
okay.
becomes really, really funny.
I'm not sure why he's not throwing the Dark Temple. I guess it's probably over somewhere.
Oh my god, he's just gonna kill
Oh,
him.
there it is.
Mackerel.
Wow, Larva is just so good. Did he actually have enough?
Really,
That
We need another DT over here. DT stat.
Got 2 Archons.
Yeah, those will help a lot.
Oh god, I
I
thought
thought
those
those
were
were
cannons
cannons.
for a second. Yeah, I did the same thing. I'm like,
끝인가요 지금?
Okay, the thing is there are no more hydras coming up here.
근데 그러게요 히드라가 없어요 이제.
Archon, get out of there,
Feel my splash damage.
Oh, how much health does that Archon have?
And if he
that
pushes
is-
that again, he's gonna kill the Overlord.
6.
아 히드라가 또 오네요. 끝났나요?
Oh.
Get him, boys.
Now you gotta
Keeps
be,
piling them up together. Stop. Stop.
you gotta be
Spar will
really
save us.
careful. if
He
you
needs to
want.
just make only cannons right now. There's never too many cannons, guys. Never be
That's
ashamed.
not true, guys. Don't
한
listen to
판은
Never too
저거
many cannons.
게이트웨이 일찍 뽑아서 줬어요.
2 cannons to fail.
Okay, I actually think, yeah, I think he's going to be okay. He's actually buying enough time. Oh, look at that. He's so good. He just targets down the Archon. I'm starting to sweat just watching this as a Protoss player. This is where I'm like, I think I could be in a good spot if I just don't die to all these Hydras. Okay, great Psy Storm. That makes those cannons a little bit more quick to kill those. Gentlemen,
No, keep going.
dare I say, I think our Protoss player has got a shot.
Protoss has an advantage right
Could this
now.
be possibly the best game of the series?
I
You
think
know what?
it
It's
is. I
shaping
think
up
it
to
is.
have
Don't
the
worry, the
potential.
wet blanket's here. Go ahead.
그게 이거 뚫을 수 있어요?
No, I don't say that.
Your casting is making sandcastles, and I just come over there and stomp on them. My name is in control.
Guys, welcome to another night of the GSL. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, Artosis, but this could be one of the best GSLs to date.
Hey guys,
That's
I'm in
right,
control. Let me
저렇게
take a big
잘하는
drop
거
on that
많아요.
statement.
We got 2 of the best players.
time to play XCOM. Time to play XCOM now, you dummy dum-dums.
Listen, I'm pretty sure I watched you guys scream into a CSGO match for 5 minutes straight not a week ago.
I feel like I'm in the VIP seat section at Cirque du Soleil right now. This is amazing. So at this point, if you're Zerg, you really feel
Sexy.
probably like you're losing right now. You threw a huge force at a natural, or the second natural for Draco. Not only did he hold it, but you lost most of your Hydras. And so you kind of immediately have to rebuild Hydralisks again. You don't really have cute defenses in this as Zerg. You have like mass army defenses. It's the way that you're able to
Oh my god.
succeed. I mean, Draco is just playing magnificently right now.
I like the little moves by
He's
Larva.
playing with a high level of polish.
There you go.
Spit that water out.
No,
Dana almost choked. Dana almost choked on that one.
Jeff, how was the casting? Day 9 drowned.
Dana died in that game.
Yeah,
Breathe
no,
in the water.
because I've heard that about CD
유타
Projekt Red.
나옵니다.
Witcher 3 was like so well done. Someone was like, that game is so well polished, and someone got really upset. So like,
Really?
What do you mean? What does it mean to polish a game?
드라코 원래 잘했어요.
That's
For
funny.
Polish game developers.
Oh my god, run away! Okay,
Whoa.
So there's.
Is this actually Draco pushing too soon?
I like this. Oh, where did these come from? Where did these? What?
Oh my
그리고
god.
스톰이
She just stormed everything that was his.
Oh my gosh, he actually picked off all his own template. Now Draco has the benefit of having 2 Stargates, so he can quickly replenish. But
No, that's true.
I think this
lot of
is
gas
a
loss.
really brilliant window for
A lot
Larva.
of drones are fast.
드라코가 지금 건물이 저거 유닛 뽑는 건물이어가지고 금방 다시 뽑을 수
No, I'm
있다는
sorry, I
게
just lied.
I think you're right.
What was that? I missed something.
I got.
캐논 받친데요 아직?
I'm gonna get Nick butter.
아 템플라만 죽이려고
A little bit of Nick
하는구나.
butter is really
Oh, I
healthy.
didn't hear it. I'm so
드라코 근데 빨아줄만 한 게
I don't know how you guys
한
are
게임
so stressed out
이겼어요.
about this position in the game right now because this is a
옛날 프로였는데 게임 요즘에는 하지도
Day
않는데
9, I'm on the edge of my
This
seat
is
right
good
now. I want Draco to come in here and bust this down. I think actually with these lurker eggs though.
Oh! This guy is just the sniper of High Templar.
No, he's like Psycho
He's
Manus with
actually
these
killed
units.
like
He's like making them storm
8,
himself.
9 High Templars so far.
He's gonna plug his controller into port 2. Old school joke, but it's an old game. It's okay. We have the lurkers coming down. He's gonna try to come in. This is actually not a bad angle.
There's no observers here though.
업저버가
Draco
없어요
needs
지금.
to immediately begin rebuilding massive numbers of Corsairs. And Larva is just continuing to barrel forward. He's feeling really confident. This is why Larva is considered a true macro Zerg. He just constantly gets these gigantic armies. Because I would not be able to have an army this size at this point in time. Larva did an amazing job of reestablishing that 4th base and then throwing down enough hatcheries to have this mass number of larvae.
Get it?
He's 2-2 as well.
근데
If you
인구수가
look at this,
자꾸
though,
막히네요
the map is gonna
저거가.
basically be
I
split.
don't know how he does all
I
these
think
different things.
I think Zerg might be able to take the top and the bottom like right away, but
Stacking, bro.
yeah, this is he actually gonna try to bust
You
it
gonna
down.
do this?
저거가 위아래는 바로 먹을 수도 있겠다고 그러는데
We gonna show the
No, I
robo?
don't think there's an observer. Oh,
There it is. There he is.
Oh, those lurkers are way too far forward. So that's going to be a couple nice pickoffs.
업저버 떴습니다.
It looks like
No
the
overlord. Pick up the
Corsairs.
observer.
But I mean, look at this Larva just continue to rally in more and more.
Jesus,
and more
Larva's
Zerglings.
actually crazy with the macro.
That's
This is so
insane.
impressive. He just
라바 선수 진짜 생산량이 진짜
he is so
장난이
perfect
아니고요.
at just producing it.
그러니까
in
물량
general.
물량 공세.
I can't believe how many units he had here with this type of upgrade after the way this game has looked.
Yeah.
What are his upgrades? They're pretty good.
2-2.
2-2 for Hydras.
damn.
I think he even has +1 for Lings.
What is Draco at? +3? Only
지금
+2?
업그레이드가 토스가 공격 2업이에요.
What
Was
are
the
the
Forge moving? I mean, did he forget?
Ling upgrades
moving,
are
yeah.
0-2.
Ah.
Okay, so he doesn't have Zergling upgrades, which is super significant because Zerglings are the actual damage dealers the deeper the game goes. So Larva, although he's getting into a great position right now, without those upgrades, it's going to just be not a bad position for him, but it's going to
그러게요.
be slower.
진짜 템플러만 잡아도
transition.
이겨요?
Well, this contain is going to be very hard
They'll pick
now.
up the observers by the way. Yeah, Larva's already trying more.
Pulls him back because he's Draco. It's Draco.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I don't pull those back. They're just in the control group with the Dragoon. A great
Oh, man.
window of opportunity here
Look
for
at
Larva.
this.
He's
It's
got to
just so
contain
good.
below and just floods this top base. Like
Larva
nothing.
just makes this matchup look easy, even though it's
Yeah.
not. It's like so impressive, honestly.
원래
He's pretty
저그
good.
프로토스가 되게 힘든 싸움인데
I think the Draco's
라바
definitely
선수라서
gonna lose this top
잘하는
expansion,
거라고
but Larva's going to lose a lot of his army. Oh no, he doesn't have any more observers.
Yeah.
His Dragoons are just walking along lurkers.
I think Draco actually is probably going to tap out here.
Yeah.
This is pretty futile
He kind
now.
of made the choice that he has to try everything he can to hold that top base.
지지네요.
And it's just not gonna work.
It's crazy, you know. Larva gets that edge, and he just like actually has this giant army just one A
저그
over.
프로토스 저그가
Draco did so
유리해요?
well, but this shows like just like here's the thing: the Koreans basically win all esports in the world, right? Like I think basically
Except for
anything
CS:GO.
they like, right? Yeah, they don't really play that one, but
지지.
like this is the one where they really
옵저버가
truly
없었어요,
dominated StarCraft
그때.
1. Like the
Yeah.
fact that Draco played that well and he's absolutely one of the best foreigners of all time.
Tummy time.
Get it off
Not the
Twitch.
most flatter.
Tummy time.
Get it off Twitch.
Gosh.
Get that on Twitch.
But seriously, that's
Oh, I feel for
what
the guy.
play?
He did a great job, but it just was not.
great
네,
series.
2대1.
Gosh, that was an incredible match. You know, I
미국에선 그런가
A lot of
봐요.
Zerg players,
저그가
myself
프로토스한테
included,
진다고 알고 있나 봐요.
feel like Zerg vs Terran, even though it's